Hi, this is Dr. Ivor Warlett from the Gait guys. Welcome to Neuromechanics Weekly. This week we're going to talk about crossed extensor responses and how they relate to gait. I'd like you to imagine you're walking down a beautiful, pristine beach, possibly with a loved one. The sun is setting and the waves are lapping at your feet. And all of a sudden you step on a hypodermic needle. What happens? You withdraw that foot. Pick one foot up, which goes into a flexion response. The opposite leg will extend to support the body weight. You've just witnessed a crossed extensor response. It's a neurological response due to a painful stimulus. It has to do with afferent stimulus affecting the bottom of the foot, causing withdrawal of that limb with the extension of the contralateral limb. This has a lot to do with gait, as we have sequential motion of one foot following the other, and this can also relate to arm swing. In other words, the right arm is paired with the left leg. When the right foot is forward in flexion, the left arm is forward in flexion. Let's take a closer look at this neurological reflex and some of the mechanics of it. In this diagram here, blue is the afferent or sensory response. This person is stepping on a glass bottle. The sensory response goes up the peripheral nerve and into the spinal cord. After entering the dorsal horn in the spinal cord, it hits inhibitory neurons, which go to the extensors of that leg, as denoted by red neurons in this particular picture, and excitatory neurons, which go to the flexors of that same leg, which are denoted by green. This happens on the ipsilateral, or same side where the painful stimulus is occurring. The exact opposite occurs on the other side, where the extensors are excited and the flexors are inhibited. When we take a look at a closer view of a spinal cord, we can see that as a pain stimulus comes into the spinal cord, the ipsilateral flexors are excited and extensors are inhibited. It's a multisynaptic pathway. On the opposite side, the extensors are excited and the flexors are inhibited. As you can imagine, this reflex extends into the upper extremities as well. On the side which is withdrawing in the lower extremity, the upper extremity on that side has a tendency to extend, just like the opposite leg. On the side which is supporting the body, or extending on the opposite side, the crossed extensor part of the response, the upper extremity on that side is flexing. This is to create balance and just provides further evidence that neurologically we're linked between upper and lower extremity. This is especially evident when we're watching crawling. Watch as my son crawls across the floor. As one limb in the upper extremity advances, the opposite lower limb advances. So those sides are going into flexion while the opposite sides are going into extension. So we can see the crossed extensor responses are important with gait. Neurologically, they work with excitation of flexors on one side, extensors of the other, with opposite motion of the upper extremity. Next time you're observing gait, watch for these reflexes to be occurring, and when they're not, it can be a clue to a deeper problem. Thanks for listening to Neuromechanics Weekly. Take care. Have a great week.